get this over with. Just like 2020. 2020 was a year that happened. I tend to be optimistic, but there's something about this year that makes it a little hard to be gleeful. I mean, most of us have been drained mentally, physically, financially, and we're overall just not in the greatest place. However, I do believe it is important to reflect on ourselves, look back on our years, and this is going to be a somewhat chronological. Time is no longer a concept. It will be a list of what has happened this year. The threat of World War III. A drone strike in an Iran, how do you say it?
In American English. Iran.
Okay. A drone strike on an Iranian general led to tensions between the US and Iran. Naturally, people catastrophized into the very real possibility of a World War III. Can't get enough of these sequel wars nowadays. Ugh. Civil War II, Electric Boogaloo, coming near you. Keep in mind that this was 3 days into 2020. Despite the horrifying prospects, many great memes actually came out of this threat of World War III. My favorite in particular were the self-aware memes of Gen Z already being ready for death, therefore not being that afraid of war, or the ones where I used to be a feminist, but now I cook, I clean, I cannot be in the war, that is not the place of a woman. It's kind of funny to me. I don't know. The death of Kobe Bryant. The basketball player Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others were killed in a plane crash accident in California. This was an early tragedy in the year to be followed by many others. Donald Trump acquitted. After the impeachment in 2019, Donald Trump's case was sent to the Senate. He was acquitted on February 5th, meaning that he would not be removed from office. March 13th, the last day anything felt normal. The World Health Organization declared the coronavirus a pandemic on the 11th, and because we're Americans, of course, we can only end the work week on a Friday. 5 days a week, baby. Little did we know that for many of us, that the work week would not be coming back soon, or for many of us, at all. The day was also Friday the 13th, and very calm, which led many to have superstitions about the rest of the year. The last movie you saw in theaters was probably either Cats or Sonic the Hedgehog. For me, it was Sonic the Hedgehog, and you know what? I don't even regret it. Was it that good? No. Was it pretty okay? Yeah. Did I fall asleep in the first act? Yes. Was the tension between Dr. Robotnik and Agent Stone so tight that it's only rivaled by 2012 emo boy skinny jeans? Absolutely.
Pin yourself to the wall. You know what?
Tiger King gives us something to bond over in quarantine. With a colorful cast of very strange people, Tiger King, a pseudo-documentary of sorts following Joe Exotic, took the world by storm. It was released to Netflix, and since many didn't have much else to do, people ran to start watching the very entertaining, very crazy Tiger King. Subsequently, we got many great memes about Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Fed them to tigers, they snacking. What's happening? Carol Baskin.
Donald Trump suggested bleach to kill coronavirus. And we made fun of Gen Z for eating Tide Pods. Murder hornets flirt with North America. Just when we thought 2020 wasn't bad enough, Japanese murder hornets started showing up on the northwest coast. When we thought Kim Jong-un had died, we started simping for Kim Yo-jong. To be fair, most of us simped as a joke. But there's always some people who take this joke way too seriously. There was a rumor in May that Kim Jong-un had died, And since then, many people started wondering who will be his successor. Then later again, there were more reports of bad health, and people started saying that his sister, Kim Yo-jong, would be the next leader. Some people were upset that North Korea would have a female executive before the United States, and many others started to simp for her. Black Lives Matter protests. Following many injustices against the black community in the United States, the death of George Floyd in particular sparked outrage in the global community. Black Lives Matter protests became a common occurrence in June, with police violence showing up at many of the protests. Certain protesters saw tear gas getting thrown at them, bullets being shot into crowds, and many other things that should not be happening at protests, causing more concerns over the power of the government versus the people. Of the many things that happened this year, Black Lives Matter protests will likely be the most powerful influence continuing on into the 2020 decade. Everything is cake. Many skilled bakers started showing off videos showing seemingly normal objects that they cut into, revealing that it is a cake. Naturally, the internet grew trust issues. And what do we do when we have trust issues on the internet? We make memes. Everything is cake. Everything. From the top, WAP dropped. Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B dropped the defining song of the year, titled WAP. It had much mixed reception. Many people thought it was too scandalous, others thought it was women's empowerment, some people thought it brought back women's empowerment. Does it really matter? No. But it did show off exactly how we were feeling during quarantine. Being in quarantine can really change your perspective on things, and with such a dry year for music, it was nice to have something a little bit more wet. However, Ben Shapiro did not approve, and the internet did not approve of his not approving, and we got a bunch of memes, and we sent him back to hell.
Wet ass P-word. Make that pullout game weak.
Trump tried to ban TikTok. The app had ties to the Chinese government, which allowed Trump to cite that as his reason for not liking the app. And in our capitalist hellscape we live in, the way that we got out of it with TikTok was bought by Oracle and Walmart. Great times. Baby shower causes California fire. It's not like California was in a drought or anything. It's not like fires in California haven't been more common because of global warming or anything. Anyways, California idiots had a baby shower, caused a fire, burning more than 47,000 acres. And they're still not in jail. The death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died on September the 18th. And the Republican Party was quick to replace her with Amy Coney Barrett. Gonna let that one rest. A fly landed on Mike Pence's head. At this point in 2020, you can see the news devolve just like the rest of our internal beings. Americans were taken by storm when a fly landed on Mike Pence's head during a vice presidential debate. I know, that sounds like it's not news. However, it stayed there for 2 minutes. That fly is the hero of 2020. Joe Biden wins the presidential election. So absolutely winning in the popular vote, it was a very close race in the Electoral College for the presidential election, and it took a while to be counted as well. Many around the country rejoiced at the news of Donald Trump no longer being the president. His supporters were not so enthused. Trump supporters, however, claimed that the election was fraudulent and that Trump actually won the election, Electoral College, and many believe the popular vote. The current president has yet to officially concede. Baby Yoda's name is revealed to be Grogu. The Star Wars fandom is drastically heating up in here. The Mandalorian is a popular series that has came out on Disney Plus, and it took the world by storm when a sweet little baby creature was revealed. It was actually called the Child in the show, however, everyone called it Baby Yoda due to similarities in appearances. The child was officially named Grogu, which has received mixed reception. Pornhub changed policies. The most large adult content platform that I'm not going to name again Change policies in December. Many cases of human trafficking had been brought to the platform, and the platform, after a lot of pressure, wanted to take those down, causing now only verified users to be able to post content. And now looking at how our year has gone, I think it's important to remember some of the people that we've lost. Many of us have lost friends, family members, and other such, but here's a list of celebrities that we have lost in 2020. Neil Peart, drumming legend, member of Rush. Pop Smoke, rapper. Max von Sydow, Emperor Ming and Flash Gordon. Betty Wright, soul legend. Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa from Black Panther. Eddie Van Halen, rock legend. Sean Connery, James Bond, sexiest man alive of 1989. Alex Trebek, Jeopardy host. David Prowse, the physical actor for Darth Vader, also in A Clockwork Orange.
Was carrying McDowell like a babe in his arm.
Something that isn't really news but was a general trend in 2020 was dead rappers performing really well. In particular, Pop Smoke and Juice WRLD. Despite no longer being with us, most of their posthumous work has really skyrocketed and done very well, topping charts for a while and generally being a big part of the music sphere. Their music has even been appreciated more than many of the Grammy nominations this year. Yummy! A crucial piece of information that has gone on into 2020 has been the Hong Kong protests. Many activists have actually been arrested for it, and it's even gone into their Who am I kidding? This is Americans I'm talking to. We don't pay attention to international politics. A lot else happened in 2020 that I didn't even mention in here. The year was just too much. Did you know that Brexit is officially happening now? Crazy. Do you guys remember when Elon Musk tried to name his kid X-A12 and everyone was joking about how to pronounce the name? Hatsune Miku was even going to perform at Coachella. I'm actually really disappointed about that one. But at the end of the day, I just don't want a sequel. I'm glad that all this happened in 2020 and not 2021 because I do not want a 2022 Electric Boogaloo. Good night.